Hey everybody, Ron Ipack here. Thank you very much for joining me on this very special webinar where I'm going to talk about how to go from being an ordinary shop to an extraordinary shop. Now, first off, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy day to join me on this webinar. And I do value your time. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you as much value as I possibly can in this webinar, which I'm going to try to hold somewhere around 40 minutes or so. Okay, give or take a little bit. I might go a little long. Heck, I might even go a little bit short. But either way, I'm here to help you in any way I possibly can. So again, welcome, and let's get started. Actually, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about all those distractions that you're going to have around you during this time we have together. Now, look, if you want to work on your business, if you want to get your business to the next level, you have to pay attention. Yet we live in this distracted world, and I get it. It happens to me all the time. We have these mobile phones sitting next to us that are constantly buzzing and beeping and ringing, text messaging, and everything that's emails on your phone. But you're also looking at me on your computer, which is a ginormous distraction. There's that little thing called your email that pops up in the corner that lets you know that yet another email came through that you have just got to look at, right? Well, all of those things are going to distract you from the message and distract you from the learning that you're going to get on this webinar. So please do yourself a massive, massive favor and, take a second, yell outside. If you're at the shop, yell out to everybody, hey, leave me alone for the next 30 or 40 minutes because this is an important webinar that I'm on. Put your phone on mute. Better yet, put your phone out there, away from you, so it's not going to be distracting. Turn off your email, not a matter of just, not looking at it. I'm talking about physically turn off your email so you don't get all those notifications on there, because whether you know it or not, distractions are going to hurt your business. I honestly believe it's one of the biggest things that are holding a lot of shop owners back when it comes to learning something, is because of all these distractions. You might think, hey, I'm really good at multitasking. I'm going to tell you, unless you're one of the very, very teeny tiny percentage, like 0.1% of people that can actually do two things at once without losing sight of what they're doing, chances are you're not going to get all that you're going to get out of this, because you may think, well, okay, I'm in front of the computer, I can check my email, I'll get through that, or I'll read through this, but I'm listening to Ron, he's going to be talking. Well, let me tell you, you're trying to use your brain to do two things at once, the same part of your brain to do two things at once, and it just doesn't work. Trust me. I've tried it, you've tried it, and it's only going to hurt you. So please do whatever you can to be 100% engaged in what I'm talking about. Okay, it's going to do you a whole lot more good to just pay attention to me and me only. And I will promise you, I will be giving you a lot of great information. I will keep it as entertaining as possible and as energetic as possible, so that you stay interested and you don't drift off. Okay, I've done a few of these things in the past, and I kind of know what it takes to keep people engaged, and I've been on literally hundreds of these, so I know what it's like when somebody bores the hell out of you. Trust me, I'm not here to bore the hell out of you. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about what I consider to be the 5 biggest factors that are holding auto repair shop owners back from being extraordinary. See, most shop owners wind up in the ordinary realm, and that's about 95% of shop owners wind up in that ordinary realm. Now, what do I mean by ordinary? Well, an ordinary shop deals with a lot of things that, well, probably you're dealing with. A lack of good employees, a lack of car count. You're busting your hump, but you're not taking home the amount of money that you should. You're working way too many hours. You're not going on vacations whenever you want. And in short, it's a business that it's nothing like what you thought you would have when you first started your business. If you go back to those days, you say, this is what my business is going to be like. I'm going to do what I want, when I want, with whomever I want. I'm going to have plenty of money to do it, and life's going to be great. Well, then reality of running an auto repair shop set in, and all of those things kind of went by the wayside, and you kind of lost sight of those things. Unfortunately, 95% of shop owners are in the exact same position. So you're not alone. As a matter of fact, you're in huge company. There's tens of thousands many tens of thousands, almost six-figure auto repair shop owners just like you that are suffering with these exact same things. What I want to help you with on this webinar today is show you those 5 things that are holding you back from becoming extraordinary. Now, what is an extraordinary shop? An extraordinary shop is one that allows you to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want, and have plenty of money and time to go out and do it. You have a shop full of great employees. You have plenty of car count coming in the door. You're making good money on. You're keeping a lot of the money that's coming in. So you're keeping a good percentage of the dollars are going in your pocket. In short, you're loving life. Okay, it's exactly the kind of business you thought you'd have when you started it. Only about 5% of auto repair shop owners I've been finding in doing this for 20 years have ever reached that level. And with working with thousands and thousands of auto repair shops, I see the same 5 mistakes being made over and over and over that literally are holding them back. And the sad thing is, chances are you are so close. You're maybe one idea, one implementation away, a little thing away from having massive success. You're running into that one thing that's holding you back. And the problem is you don't even know what it is. Okay, I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to be talking about those kinds of things. Again, the top 5 things that I found with working with thousands of shops. Now, you might be wondering, well, who the hell am I? Okay. My name is Ron Ipack. You may have seen me because we've done over 100 videos as part of my Car Count Daily video series, and to help you get car count. That's a free service that we provide to all our auto repair shop owners out there. So you may know me as Captain Car Count. Okay. Over 20 years ago, I started working with the auto repair industry, specializing in marketing. And marketing is really a passion of mine. Now, what we're talking about today is a lot more than marketing. It's a lot more than car count. It's about all of your business. I'm just talking about what my passion is and really what got me to where I am. And as I said, I've worked with over 5,000, it's actually over 6,000 auto repair shops right now that I've helped with their car count. And then we've also started working with shops on all of these other things, coaching shops and helping them get to the next level, help you get into a better mindset, find good employees, sell your services better, all the things that are required in order to get your shop to the next level. That's kind of what we do right now. But my passion, really, it started with marketing. I love marketing. Okay. So, but if you haven't signed up and aren't getting my Captain Car Count, my Car Count Daily videos every single day, make sure when this is all over, not right now, again, you want to stay focused right here, but when this is all over, hop over to carcountdaily.com or captaincarcount.com and check out the videos. And if you like what you see, there's a free sign up where you'll get these things in your inbox every single day. What we do is I go over some marketing strategies for you. I give you some new insights on marketing. I help with mindset. I help with motivation, all those kinds of things to kind of help you out. And that's all absolutely free of charge because I love helping the industry. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is going to give you, like I said, the top 5 things that are holding a lot of shop owners back, because it's frustrating to see guys that, have been in my seminars in the past that are still struggling after all of these years with the exact same things they were struggling with 15 years ago. They just didn't get over that hump. Okay. So that's what I'm going to help you with. But my videos have been seen by over 62,000 times. It's been seen over and over and over. So I'm giving a lot of free information away, including on this webinar. So I'm going to really, really help you out doing this. But, here's the thing that I really love about this. I got to tell you, I'm extremely blessed to be able to do what I do, because I absolutely love what I do. I've been witness to shop owners that have started out, in a $200,000 gross sales, be well over the $1 million and $2 million mark, and that are just creating these new lives for themselves, where instead of working harder, they're working smarter. They're working a lot less. They have key people in place that they can trust to run the shop so they can go on vacations. Just recently, we have a private Facebook group with our clients. A lot of people have been posting vacation pictures. They've been posting their numbers where they're doubling the month to date over last year. The same month they're actually doubling their sales on there. There's people that they're just so appreciative, but it's not just us, it's them that's taking this thing and just really rocking with it. And that's really what I do. Why I do this is because we're able to help so many people, but can't help everybody. Okay. But we're here to help any way we possibly can. And in a moment, when I'm done here, I'll give you an opportunity that if you want to find out if there's anything we can do for you, I'll give you that information. That's coming up, but that's then. Let's talk about right now. Okay. What's it going to take you to go from being ordinary to extraordinary? And by the way, there's no shame in being ordinary. I mean, that's where the majority of the people are. But I got to believe when you started your business, you thought you were going to be able to do whatever you want. You would have thought that, that life would have been a whole lot easier, that you wouldn't be busting your ass all the time. You wouldn't be working so many hours. You'd be able to go on vacations. You wouldn't have those sleepless nights. And I know you're having sleepless nights. Everybody has sleepless nights because the businesses are not running the way they really should. I know that's why you're here. I know you're looking for answers, and that's what I'm going to help you with. Okay. So, but, think back to the day that, when you started your business, did you think that you'd have more money by now? Did you think you'd have more freedom by now? I bet that's probably the reason why you're here. So without further ado, drum roll, please. Let's talk about the 5 most important things that I see are holding shop owners back from getting to that extraordinary level. And a lot of these things may seem almost intuitive, like, duh, why are you even talking about this? Chances are you might still be suffering from these things. I mean, some of them may seem too obvious that you're not even paying attention to it. So I'll go into it in detail. You may be afflicted by all 5 of these things, or you might only be afflicted by 1 or 2, but regardless, you're going to know what they are. You're going to know how to overcome them so that you can get to that next level. So drum roll, please. The 5th reason why shop owners are being held back from having the shop of their dreams and having that respected business owner status where people actually value what you do every single day and you're valued by your employees and the community and everything. The 5th reason is you're just flat out overwhelmed. You're overworked. There's just too much going on. You've got to do a little of everything in your shop. And I call that the vortex, okay? And you probably will understand what I mean when I say the vortex, because it kind of gets you sucked in. No matter how often you go to the shops and you think that that today's going to be the day where I'm actually going to get some stuff done. And as soon as you walk into the door, you get sucked in a totally different direction, and somebody wants you to do this, or you got to do this, or you got to run around and put out that fire, and you got to deal with this customer and this person calling on the phone, and it's just complete chaos. Every single day, you're just running around, putting out fires, and you're just not getting anything done. Well, the reality is you're just flat out overwhelmed. You're just flat out overwhelmed. You're recreating the wheel every time you walk into the shop. And if you've ever had, and you'll know if you're afflicted by this, if you've ever gone to the end of the day, you're tired and you look back and say, what the hell did I do all day long? Where did this day go? What did I actually even accomplish today? If you've ever had that, if that's a common occurrence for you, like it is most other shops, it's a very common occurrence for the owner to be sucked in so many different directions that you never really take a step forward and get anything done that you need to do. That's the reason why you're stuck where you're at. You got to be able to have the time and the time for and put in the effort so you can get to that next level to get those things accomplished that you need to take yourself forward. But here's the reason why, and here's the biggest reason why you're overwhelmed, is you just flat out don't have any systems in place. See, if you had a system in place, it wouldn't be you running around putting out fires all the time. Now, would it? the systems would take care of them themselves. There's a system for handling a disgruntled customer. There's a system for making this sale. There's a system for answering the phones. There's a system for every little thing in the shop, that everybody knows the system and they just simply follow the system instead of relying on you to be the person that has to do everything. And I know it's happening to you. Everybody's asking you to do everything. But let's talk about what a system is, okay? Because I find a lot of people get a little confused or a little concerned over, what is actually a system. So let me just real quickly relate to you a system so you understand. So you've probably made coffee before, right? I'm talking not the Keurig, not the little single cup thing. I'm talking about like a Mr. Coffee, a pot of coffee. Okay, so let's go through the system that it takes to make a pot of coffee. Just bear with me. It's just going to take a couple of minutes to explain, and you'll have that aha moment when I'm done with this. I promise. Okay, so you've got your Mr. Coffee there. If you want to make coffee in the morning, you grab the pitcher off the burner, you take it over, you fill it up with water, and then you pour that water into the top of the machine, and you put the pitcher back on the burner. Then you pull out the filter tray. You go grab a filter, you put the filter in there, you put the right amount of coffee in there, you put the filter tray back in there. Okay, you're not done yet, right? Next thing you do is you plug in the machine or turn it on, and then wait a few minutes, and now you've got coffee, right? You did everything. All those steps that are needed in order to make the coffee, you just did. There's a system for making coffee. That's a system, okay? Now, here's what most entrepreneurs, what most business owners do. You and I, we know better, right? We can shortcut the system. We can, do things a little bit differently because, heck, we own the business, so we don't need no stinking systems. We'll just do things our own way. So let's make that same pot of coffee through the eyes of a business owner, okay? So they grab the pitcher off the burner, fill it with water, pour it in the top of the machine, put the pitcher back on there. You pull out the tray, and you know what? Let's take a shortcut. We don't need to do all these tedious steps in the system. So let's just go ahead, pull out the filter tray, put the coffee in it, and put it back in there, plug in the machine, and turn it on. Now, what did we do? We skipped a part of the system. Are we going to get the results we are looking for? Sure, we'll get some black, dark brown goop coming out of there. But when you try to drink it, you're going to realize it doesn't taste very good. It's going to be kind of chewy. There's all kinds of coffee grounds in there. And you got some results, but you didn't get the right results. You didn't get the results that you were looking for when you started making that pot of coffee. And what happened? Well, because you skipped just one little thing. Just one thing, and all of a sudden you didn't get the results you're looking for. Well, let's relay that to your business. How many one little things are you skipping on a daily basis that are holding you back from having a system in place that doesn't require you to keep after it all the time and have to constantly correct and make changes? Or you might say, well, no, I do all the systems. I do everything everybody told me. I had a coach. I read in a book. They told me exactly what I'm going to do. But are you doing them in the right order? See, that's where a lot of people, they always want to argue, I'm doing everything you told me to do, Ron, and I'm not getting the results. And then when I look at it, I realize, hey, they're not doing it the right way. They're doing things out of order. So let's make that same pot of coffee. You grab the pitcher off, you fill it up, you pour it in the top, you put it back on the burner, you pull out the filter tray, you put the coffee in there, then you put the coffee filter on top of the coffee grounds, you put it in there, plug it in, and turn it on. What results are you going to get? Well, the same crappy results you got when you didn't even put in the filter, because you did that part of the system the wrong way. You kind of switched a couple things over. And see, here's the thing about systems, and this is going to keep you from being overwhelmed. Have a system in place for everything you do. Write it down and have it go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And that way everybody can follow along the right way to do that, because everybody does everything you tell them to do, right? But they're not getting the results you're looking for. Well, chances are they're skipping something or they're doing things out of order. So you have to have systems in place. It's imperative that you do that, okay? So that's number 5. The number 4 reason why a lot of people are running ordinary businesses and struggling and just not having the business of their dreams is because they're consummate education seekers. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's what you're looking for on this webinar. You're looking for the holy grail idea, that one little thing that's going to set your business on fire and you're going to be on easy street for the rest of your life. Well, I got some news for you. I'm not going to probably have that one little thing for you. Okay. You actually have to do something. Okay. I might give you the idea, but unless you take action on it, you're not going to get anything out of it. Okay. So, but here's the thing. It's not information. There's so much information out there on so many of these things. You know, it's crazy. People are always searching for more information, and the internet, which you're on it right now when you're watching this thing, is full of information. Okay. And nobody's using it, or people aren't putting it together in the right way to actually get their success from it. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's take the weight loss industry, for example. Okay. Maybe you're a few pounds overweight. I know I am, and I know I could stand to lose a few pounds. So if I decide I want to lose weight, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to probably go around and ask some people. I might read some books. I might go online and figure out what the latest whiz-bang diet is and all that kind of stuff. Well, if I do a search for diet online right now, there's 678 million pages that will tell you all about diets. 678 million pages about diets. If I wanted to put in weight loss, there's 147 million pages out there telling me how to lose weight. The internet's free, by the way. You realize that. You know, anybody, anywhere can get online and just surf and get all that information. So all that information is out there for free on how to lose weight. How come you and I aren't where we need to be right now? See, we know what to do. Do you realize there's only a two-step formula to lose weight? You want me to tell you what it is? This is what those 607 million pages all say. This is what those 147 million pages on diet pretty much all say. If you want to lose weight, two-step process. Eat less, move more. That's it. Eat less, move more. Now, there might be a few little nuances in there. Eat better and do more specific exercises, but eat less, move more. That's really what it takes to lose weight. Yet look around at how many overweight people there are. See, what I'm getting at is it's not just information. See, information, we're all on information overload. There's actually too much information out there that we're not using any of it. Look, I'm not on a soapbox talking down to somebody. I mean, I'm a victim of this too, where, you know, you want to get some information, you get the information, and then you go look for more information. And then you look for more information and you don't do anything with the information you got. Well, there's too many shop owners that I've found over the past 20 plus years that are information seekers. They're looking for that one thing. And chances are they already got that one thing, but they're not using it. They're not taking action on it. They don't know how to take action on it. So they're stuck spinning their wheels in that 95%. What I'm here to tell you is it's not a matter, you don't look for more information. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you probably already have all the information that you will ever need to be uber successful. It sometimes will come down to the implementation, the actually doing of it. But now you're thinking, well, look at all this that I've learned. What am I supposed to do? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. What do you do with all that information? Because you have it. What information should you act on? What can you trust? How do you go about doing that? That's coming up because that's key. And that's actually one of my top 2 reasons why guys aren't getting to where they need to be. Okay. The third reason that I've identified for people that's holding them back and keeping them in that 95% and keeping them out of that top 5% is they have the inability to make a decision. When faced with so much information and proof that this is the right thing to do, so many people don't make a decision. They don't do anything with it. Okay, so they wind up spinning their wheels and then they just don't decide to do anything. Okay, how many times have you done that where you went out and you found information on there, but you didn't make a decision? You had an opportunity to do something, yet you didn't take it. See, that's a big problem. Now, if you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, and well, first off, if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, go get a copy of Think and Grow Rich. It is really the foundation piece that I found, and so many millions of other entrepreneurs that have read it will tell you that's the foundational piece that they used to springboard to the next level. Okay, I've gone through it at least a dozen times over the years. It was one of the first books that I read when I started in business that really started making a major impact. But the one thing I never forgot in there, one of the reasons, well, let me just back up. Think and Grow Rich really is all about a guy who went around and interviewed the top money makers in the entire world, the richest people in the world. He went around and did in-depth interviews with all of them, hundreds of them, hundreds of the richest people in the world, to find out what made them tick and find out what common things all of them did that got them to where they're at. And he identified a couple dozen of things that they all did, that they all had in common. And that's why I said Think and Grow Rich. These are the things that you've got to do if you want to get to the next level. One of the most important things in there was the inability to make a decision. That's the reason why people are held back. One of the reasons why the people were, and across all the people that were interviewed, they all were very decisive. They saw something, they took action on it, and they went with it. They went with their gut. It was the right thing to do. They threw caution to the wind. They suspended the disbelief, and they took action, and they made a decision that got them further along. Okay, when you have enough information, just decide that you're going to be successful and go. You know, looking back in life, of the 25,000 people that they interviewed while in the research of the book, not the rich people, but everybody else, one of the top 5 reasons why all of them looked back on their lives and said, this is the reason why I didn't get to where I'm at or where I wanted to be, is because they weren't able to make a decision. So you've got to start becoming decisive. Either decide to do it or decide not to do it. Don't decide not to make a decision. And so many people decide not to make a decision. And I have a little bit of a test for you. In just a few minutes, I'm actually going to test your decision-making ability with a brain-dead, very simple, something that you can make a decision on without even thinking about it. And that's the test. If you can't make an affirmative decision on that, God help you. I can't help you, because I'm going to make a decision that's super, super easy for you to make. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Now, the second biggest reason that I've identified of why shop owners never get to the top 5% and are constantly struggling with employees and making the money and working too many hours and putting out fires every single day is they are all minefield navigators. Now, what do I mean by a minefield navigator? Well, it's somebody that navigates mines. Okay, let's go on. What a minefield navigator is somebody that, well, let's just take you, for example. Let's say you got dropped off in the middle of nowhere, and you're in the middle, let's say, of a minefield. Okay, you look all around, it says danger, minefield. There are signs everywhere that tell you that you're standing in the middle of a minefield. Yet you see an open gate over here, and you know that's the way out. Now, let me ask you a question. If you know you're in the middle of a minefield, that any misstep, the smallest, teeniest, tiniest step, could be your very last because you trip one of those mines, how fast are you going to go? Are you going to move real fast? Are you going to move really, really slow? And you're going to sweat every centimeter, every breath you take. You're going to be second guessing, is this the right thing to do? Now, I know some of you, look, you're gonna rear up the rear end and you're just gonna take off like a shot and you're gonna run as fast as you can straight at that fence. Well, good luck. Okay, that's how people get killed very, very quickly because it's reckless abandon. Most sane people are going to be looking down. They're going to be sweating every little step because you don't know where the mines are buried, and that's a major problem. So you don't know what to do, so you don't take any action. You don't know whether it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. You don't know if this is going to blow your business up or this is going to save your business. You're just paralyzed in fear and you just aren't moving anywhere. Well, that then takes me to the number one reason. The number one reason that I believe people are not getting to where they need to be is they don't have somebody to guide them out of that minefield. Somebody that's been there, that's done that, that's gone through that minefield time and time and time and time and time again, and knows how to get out. They don't have that person. So what's happening is they're stuck being that minefield navigator, not moving anywhere. Or you look back after being in this business for years and years and years, and you've gone that far. That's all the further you're able to go because you're too paralyzed to move anywhere. You're afraid you're going to get blown up. Or maybe you did get blown up at one point. You say, I'm not going to do that ever again. Even though it might have been the right thing to do, you just did it the wrong way. Maybe you had the wrong system to make that thing work. So you don't have the person that's going to help you. But let's say you're there, you're paralyzed in fear, you're right there in the middle of the minefield, and then I get dropped out of the sky to be right there in front of you. And I say, don't worry about it. I've been through this minefield hundreds of times. I've been through this minefield thousands of times. Do exactly what I do if you want to have the success and get out of here. Because I've been through it. I've been through it so many times. I may not know where the mines are buried, but I sure as heck know where they're not. Because I've been here before. I've gone through this minefield before. I know exactly where to step and where I should not step. So if I'm there in front of you, and if you want to get that success, what are you going to do? Are you going to, if I take a step this direction, what are you going to do? Are you going to move this way? No, of course not. You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do because my foot was just there. Once I lift my foot off there, you put your foot right there because you know there's not a mine buried there. And then we take another step and another step and another step. And pretty soon we can start moving pretty quickly because all you got to do is step exactly where I was stepping because I know where I'm going. You don't have to be paralyzed in fear anymore because I know the way out. See, most people don't have a coach. Now, yeah, granted, maybe you've had a coach in the past. If you have, why are you here? Why are you on this webinar with me right now? See, it's not a matter of having a coach. It's a matter of having the right coach. The right coach that's right for you, that's going to get you to that next level. See, most people, they have a coach and say, well, the coach wasn't able to help me, or I was with this guy for a few months and I didn't get anything out of it, or I was with him for a year and I'm no further ahead than I was before. That doesn't make the coach bad. He was bad for you. It wasn't a good fit for you. There are a lot of good coaches that are out there. And I'm not going to badmouth anybody here. There's no need to do that. But a lot of cases, it's a matter of having the right fit with somebody that's been there, that's done that, that's been around for so many years. And that's really what I do. That's exactly what I do, is I take people through the minefield. Not only me, I know marketing inside and out. I mean, that's my thing. But I have two business partners that run multiple auto repair shops doing over $4 million in sales annually with their shops. And they don't work that many hours, maybe 10 hours a week at the shops among 3 different shops. They're not spending a lot of hours in the shops. Why? Because they have all the right systems in place. They have all the right people hired. They're able to find plenty of technicians. They're able to train their salespeople to sell. And they know how to get more cars in there because that's what I do. So it's really, what do you need in your business? We can help you with that because we've been there. We've done that. We're still there in the trenches helping shop owners do exactly what we're doing to be uber successful with our own businesses. Okay. And that's probably what you need. Okay. So, I look backwards, at all the, thousands and thousands and thousands of people that, maybe have gotten some of my marketing materials and got great success with it, but they didn't get to the next level. Well, chances are because they didn't know how to get to the next level. They weren't working one-on-one. The people we've worked one-on-one with, the people that we've coached, we can see them every single day get better and better and better. If you remember earlier in this webinar, I talked all about how many shop owners are now sending in pictures of their vacations and showing their spreadsheets where they're, last year they did 40,000 and this year they did 82,000 in that exact same month, just a year later after we got involved with them. See, those are the things that a coach can help you with. And if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, I'm going to tell you, chances are you need a coach. Okay. And don't worry about the money. Okay. I'm going to talk about how insanely inexpensive it is to be part of this thing. But look, if you'd like to find out more information on if coaching's right for you, the only thing I can do is hear you out. The only thing we can do is have a conversation with you to see if coaching is right for you. See, we can't take everybody. We're not just this behemoth of a coaching company where we take everybody. We're not like one of the big guys that are out there that are, can take on thousands of clients at the same time. No, we're very selective on who we work with because we want to make sure, first off and foremost, that we can help you. We're not there to take your money and just say, okay, you got to fit our system. No, we work with you. We work with you on a one-on-one basis to help you get to the next level. You have a coach that you can ask questions. We actually go and look at your numbers, and we give you this little scorecard that you know exactly where your business is at all times. Those are things that we kind of work that most other companies can't do. We certainly can help you with that. But look, before I go any further, if you're interested in having a conversation to see if coaching is right for you, then I invite you to click the link, which I am going to put up right now. Okay, so there's the offer right now. Actually, I think it might have been up the entire time on there. But if you'd like to talk and have a coach, talk with you and see if we can help you, then by all means, click that button. I believe it's over there. And let's make a decision. Let's get on the phone and talk. Okay, you can talk with one of our team members and find out if coaching is right for you. If it's not right for you, that's perfectly fine. We'll point you in the right direction. But don't discount saying, I'm not ready for a coach, or I've had a coach in the past, or whatever, until you talk with us. Because depending on where your business is, we have coaching programs specifically for shops that are doing less than $400,000 and shops that are doing more than $400,000. So we could certainly help you out no matter where your shop is. There's because you have different problems when you're less than 400,000 than you do when you're a growing shop over $400,000 in gross sales. So there's a different, it's the same information, but it's taught in a different way. That's certainly going to be able to help you out a little bit. So, here's the thing. What you want to do is you want to make sure that we're a good fit. It's simple as that. So a quick conversation with us on the phone will determine whether we're a good fit. Okay. So if you're curious at all about getting to the next level and curious if a coach like me can help you, the only way we're going to find out is if you make that very simple brain dead decision. Remember, I talked about making a decision. All I want you to do is make a decision to get on the phone and talk with somebody. Okay. That's all it is a conversation where we lay out how coaching could potentially help you, and you lay out what you need. And hey, if we're not a good fit, we'll tell you. We'll be the first ones to tell you, hey, you're not a good fit for what we have. You're looking for something different that we can't offer. Last thing we want to do is bring on clients that we can't help. We want success stories over and over and over. And that's the reason why we require a one-on-one conversation to see if we're a good fit to work together. And you get to make that decision every bit as much as we do. But before you start thinking, well, I can't afford to have a coach, let me tell you how you can't afford not to have a coach. Or did I say that right? Why you need a coach? Okay. So if you think money is the problem, let's talk about this. Okay, my passion, as I talked about, is marketing. I love marketing, and I live, eat, and breathe this marketing stuff. So let's just say that I was able to just get you 3 more cars per week. And I say just, it's because getting 3 more cars in your shop is like taking candy from a baby as far as I'm concerned. It's so simple to get more cars into your shop if you know what you're doing. And I can certainly help you with that. So if I only got you 1 more car on a Monday, 1 on a Wednesday, 1 on a Friday, for example, whatever it is, 3 more cars per week. And let's say your average RO is $300. Yours might be higher, yours might be lower. But if it was $300, which is actually the lower average, actually below average for our clients once we bring them on. But let's say it is $300. That's an extra $47,000 in sales that you'll get just by having 3 more cars per week at an average RO of $300. And by the way, if you're not selling at $300, you got a sales problem. And guess what? We can help you with your sales. We do sales training as well as part of our coaching. So we can get you past that. So right there, that's $47,000. That's way more than spending any time with us as a coach is going to cost you. Let's talk about your sales. Let's say if we improved your sale by just $20 every invoice. Okay. So we just got an extra $20 per invoice. We get you to that next level. And let's say you do 1,000 invoices in a year. That's $20,000 more than you would have had without working with us. And again, that's way more than you're going to pay us to be part of our coaching program. So those two things alone, it's almost brain dead simple to get that done. We can easily bump your average invoice by $20. We can easily get an extra 3 more cars in your shop every single week. That's simple. So that right there, that's an extra $67,000 in extra sales that you would have. But let's look at this. Most shop owners, when we take them on board, make about 5% net profit. Okay, so 5 cents out of every dollar that comes through the door, by the time they pay all their expenses, pay their techs, buy equipment, yada, yada, all this other stuff, you wind up with 5 cents out of every dollar on average. That's the average out there in the industry, not just the people we've talked with. That's average in the industry. What if we just doubled that? What if we got you to 10%? And let's say you were doing $500,000 in sales. That's an extra $25,000 in your pocket. That's not extra $25,000 in sales. That's $25,000 extra dollars directly in your pocket just by bumping you 5 points on your net. But see, that even at that, getting you to 10%, that's half as good as what we get our clients to. Our clients, we have a program where they make 20%, 20 cents out of every dollar after all is said and done. That's the goal we have, and that's what we show them to do. So in that case, we're actually quadrupling the amount of money you're making simply by helping you keep more of what you've got, okay? Now, I get it. I get it. You've had a coach before. You've been in this business for so long, and what the hell am I going to be able to teach you? You may not need a coach, okay? You've gotten training before. How's that working for you? Now, I got to be honest with you. The only reason why you're still here is because your business is not where you want it to be. So I don't care what other coaches you worked with in the past. Heck, I don't care if you've worked with us in the past, because we have a totally new program that we unveiled a few years ago that's unlike anything that we did before. So if you're a past client, you really need to be talking with us as well. But you may not feel you need a coach, but if you're not where you need to be, I don't know whether you're thinking properly, okay? You may want a coach, okay? First off, you owe it to your family. Your family is the one that gets the results of your business. If you're not making money, your family's not making money. You're not going on the vacations. You're not spending the time with them that you want. You owe it to your family and your employees' families, because if the business isn't doing great, they're not doing great either. See, you've taken on this enormous responsibility. It's up to you to kind of man up. Let's go. Let's get this thing going, and let's really get this thing rocking, and let your suffering spouse finally get to the point where they're thrilled with your business. And the same thing with your employees. It's tough running a shop. We know it. My business partners run shops themselves. They know exactly what it takes to get to the next level. You're spending lots of hours. You're being very frustrated. There's not enough customers coming in the door. There's not enough money. And the result, do you hate your business right now? Does your business make you feel fulfilled? Are you really thrilled that you started the business? Are you just trying to just muscle through this thing and have actually even decided that you're okay with the disappointment in your business? See, and that's sad, and we don't want that for you. We want you to get to that next level. We want you to start reaching your goals. We want to be your minefield guide that's going to take you through and show you exactly what to do. We've done it so many times before, taken shops that were stuck in a rut, maybe even rolling backwards, and quickly turned them around and got them moving in the right direction and doubling their business, tripling, quadrupling their businesses in some cases, just by simply applying and using us, our guidance, to show you exactly what to do. If you remember in the very beginning, I said you're probably so close away from getting the success you're looking at. What if that difference is just a coach? What if it is? What if it's somebody to look at what you're doing and say, hey, what about this? somebody to dive deep into your business and figure out what it is you're doing that's holding you back. See, there are no two shops that are running into the exact same problems. That's why a coach is necessary. That's why you need to be looking at this and saying, what am I doing wrong? Or what can I do better to get a better result? That's what a coach can do it, because you know what? You deserve better than what you're getting right now. You work a lot of hours, you're busting your hump, and with us, you're not alone anymore. You're part of a community of shop owners that have turned their businesses around, that are there to help each other grow. There's not a question that you can ask that would stump this community of people, because they've been with us for so long. They've seen those successes. They've slayed those same dragons that you've been fighting for a very, very long time. And we can see exactly what it takes to get you to the next level. I mean, think about this. How close are you to big time success? One or two things, somebody to point out the thing you're doing wrong. If that's all it is, you owe it to yourself. You really, really owe it to yourself to go click that button. I think it's over there, or it's right there, one of there, and just request a conversation. That's all. We're not selling you anything here. I'm not selling you anything on this webinar other than make a decision and let's talk about it. Okay? Stop with the excuses. I mean, literally, stop with the excuses of why this is not going to work for you. That's insanity. Let's see if it's going to work for you or not. The only way we're going to be able to tell is to get on the phone. Let's talk about your business. Let's see what your goals are. Let's see what's potentially holding you back. And then we'll let you know if there's something we can do to help you. If we can't help you, we'll point you in the right direction. But for God's sakes, don't stay where you're at right now. Again, you got on this webinar because you needed some help. Don't walk away without inquiring about some help. The phone call is free. Spend a few minutes. Let's see if this is right for you. Go click that button wherever it is, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk personally. Okay? I want to thank you very much for being on this webinar. Make a decision. Make a good, smart decision. Click the button. Let's talk about it. Let's see if it's a good fit for you. And hopefully we'll be able to get you the same kind of results and the great success a lot of our clients are getting right now, this very day, that are going on vacations, making more money than they've ever made, and loving their businesses again. I hope to talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being on this webinar. Bye-bye.